Artificial partners. Relationships have always been difficult. While most of romantic interactions are supposed to be positive, there's a chance for misunderstandings, ghosting, gaslighting, manipulation, cheating, divorce, unrequited love, among others. For those that don't want to go through this, there are apps that allow you to interact and bond with chatbots that are programmed to satisfy your emotional needs. There have been cases of people marrying fictional characters such as Akihiko Kondo, a man who married a hologram of Hatsune Miku, a Vocaloid software with the appearance of a 16-year-old anime girl. In a couple of decades, this software will be inserted into robotic bodies that could be indistinguishable from humans, and with the appearance of your favorite fictional character or artist, and tailored to satisfy all your emotional and physical needs. If we thought that we were disconnected as a society, imagine what it would be when this prediction becomes real. Instant learning. The concept of instant learning is quite old, but it's been predicted by experts such as Ray Kurzweil, a computer scientist at Google. It states that given the implementation of brain chips such as Neuralink, people with said implants will be able to download knowledge and skills. This might sound utopian, but it could also represent a major threat to society, as there could be harmful information used against people, threatening their well-being. This type of learning would need to be strictly regulated for it not to fall into the wrong hands, but we know that there could always be an illegal market to obtain instant knowledge in the future. Speaking with the dead. The loss of a loved one is something that many can never overcome, but nowadays people are working on making this real, although not in the way you might think. AI is nowadays being used to cope with the passing away of relatives or friends, in which the AI is trained with the information of the person in question, such as personality, speaking habits, and ideas, in order to replicate their personalities as accurately as possible. If you mix this with the fact that nowadays there is software that can replicate people's voices, and that this technology will only get better, people will be able to talk to an imitation of their loved ones who are no longer with us.
AI thoughts become incomprehensible. As AI systems surpass human cognitive abilities, the reasoning behind their actions might become as mysterious to us as human consciousness is to a simple computer. While this could lead to groundbreaking innovations, it also raises ethical and practical concerns. How can we trust and regulate something we cannot fully understand? The challenge will be to create systems that balance autonomous complexity with transparency, ensuring that AI remains a tool that serves humanity rather than one that operates against us beyond our comprehension.
Computer viruses become a major threat. Even if science is able to find a panacea and cure all diseases, if humans get brain chips implanted, they would be susceptible to malware. This virus could cause neurological interferences such as altered perception of reality, cognitive impairment, or even take control of the person's motor functions, forcing them to commit acts of violence that will be a threat to society. If an AI wanted to eradicate humankind, infecting human brains would be a step to take into consideration.
Pure humans become inferior. Brain chips and cybernetic parts will not be for everyone, as initially, this technology will be only for those wealthy enough to afford it. This will lead to even bigger gaps within society that already live in poverty, away from the advantages that brain chips, for example, can provide.
Detecting an incoming hostile alien civilization. This is similar to detecting an asteroid that is aiming towards Earth, but with the difference that instead, it is a mothership that has been observed to destroy every planet they come across. If we could detect them with hundreds or even thousands of years in advance, scientists and governments would likely prioritize studying them. This could involve astronomical observations in an attempt to decipher their technology from afar, development on defense, communication, and understanding extraterrestrial technology.
Discovering something we don't want to. The truth of reality is a mystery, and as humans we are constantly searching for it. However, truth doesn't necessarily adapt to our desires and feelings, and the future might unveil secrets that we wish we didn't know about reality. One of them, and it's something that so far is unknowledgeable, is the fact that we could well live in a simulation, and the reality is nothing more than the product of something or somebody that exists in the true reality, or at least a simulation layer above us. This would change philosophy, religion, culture, psychology, among other disciplines forever, and as humans, we would need to adapt to the idea that our presence in the simulation holds less significance than we thought before.
Alien contact turns out badly. Several attempts to contact aliens have been made, and whether we like it or not, we have revealed our location through radio transmissions. However, as Stephen Hawking once said, we only have to look at ourselves to see how intelligent life might develop into something we wouldn't want to meet. Such advanced aliens would perhaps become nomads, looking to conquer and colonize whatever planets they can reach. While there might be a chance that we can detect alien civilizations somewhere else in the universe, it might be a good idea not to reveal our existence or location.
Impossibility of interstellar travel. We've seen movies where humans are capable to travel to other planets, not only in our solar system, but also in the galaxy. Technological advances achieved every day, but no matter how many years go by, there's a chance that interstellar travel, meaning traveling outside of the solar system, might be unfeasible. The reason for this lies in our lifespans, the distances between the stars and galaxies in our universe, and the universal speed limit we know as the speed of light, as we would need to travel at impossible speeds for hundreds, thousands, millions, or billions of years to reach other corners of the galaxy or universe. It would be one of the saddest fates of humankind, having an infinite amount of worlds and space, and being confined to a blue, pale dot in the infinite vastness of existence. Leaving home. While terraforming other planets might not be a direct result of making Earth uninhabitable, it is something that could still be taken into consideration to expand humankind's territories. An important candidate for terraformation is Mars, due to the many similarities with Earth, such as having a 24.5-hour day, an axial tilt that allows for seasonal changes, polar ice caps that indicate the presence of water among others. However, dealing with a thin atmosphere, cold temperatures, low gravity, among other big problems poses an insurmountable obstacle for today's civilization. Maybe in the future we'll be able to terraform other planets as well.
Back to basics. The Curan Hypothesis speculates that ancient civilizations could have arisen and flourished during periods of Earth's history when conditions were suitable, only to be erased by geological processes or other catastrophic events. Although there's no evidence of past advanced civilizations on Earth, it doesn't mean that we aren't exposed to geological or astronomical events that could render us extinct or take us back to the Stone Age. Electromagnetic pulse events such as powerful solar storms could overwhelm and damage electrical grids, transformers, and electronic devices, causing widespread power outages and potentially destroying or disabling most of our modern technology. It reminds me of a popular theory regarding the Flintstones and the Jetsons, stating that the events in the Jetsons where advanced technology is the order of the day happens before the Flintstones because before that, a catastrophic event led to the collapse of advanced society, causing survivors to rebuild civilization using rudimentary technology.
DNA degeneration. It's not very likely, but if everything that can go wrong goes wrong, over time, DNA can accumulate mutations due to factors such as environmental toxins, radiation, errors in DNA replication, or oxidative stress, leading to reproduction becoming difficult or even impossible in the future. If these mutations affect genes critical for fertility or reproductive health, they could reduce fertility rates. On top of this, factors such as diet, stress, smoking, alcohol consumption, and physical activity levels can influence DNA integrity and reproductive health. Evolution deviation. Picture a future in which humankind has achieved interstellar travel and is able to colonize different worlds across the galaxy, or even the universe. If this were to happen, humankind would split into different species due to planetary conditions. If a branch of humankind were to land and live on a planet where gravity were slightly lighter, it would result in them becoming taller and having weaker muscles. Stronger and shorter humans would arise if they were to live in gravitationally stronger planets, and many environmental elements in conjugation with the pass of time would render the human species almost unrecognizable from each other. Fermi paradox solutions. If the universe is so big, why don't we see any signs of extraterrestrial life? This is the Fermi paradox. However, with enough knowledge and technology, we might finally get an answer. Is it that the universe is so vast that no matter what, civilization can never establish contact with each other? Or is it really that the conditions for life are so unlikely that we are the only ones? Only time will tell.
Rights for artificial intelligence. If AI achieves a level of consciousness or awareness comparable to humans, some people would argue that it could be morally wrong to deny them rights that protect their well-being and autonomy. Taking into account the endless capabilities that AI could have, considering that nowadays computers can process quadrillions of operations per second, granting them the same rights as humans could pose a potential danger to humankind that is limited by their biology. Technological singularity. This entry refers to a hypothetical scenario in which technology grows in an uncontrollable and irreversible way, leading to unpredictable changes in human civilization. Nowadays, we can think of a super-intelligent artificial intelligence achieving this and surpassing human intelligence that could lead the world to exponential advancements in technology, astronomy, mathematics, and medicine, among other fields. However, this singularity could potentially render an artificial intelligence uncontrollable, impossible to deactivate, and making decisions impossible for humans to comprehend, and that could also act in opposition to humans.
Immortality. The search for immortality has been present for as long as humans have existed. It's quite possible that immortality might exist in the future thanks to bioengineering and implementing cybernetic parts that can make us biologically immortal, meaning that we can live indefinitely provided that we don't sustain physical trauma. But what about pure immortality? That in which, regardless of what happens to your body, you can still exist and regenerate without ever being able to die. The answer might lie in digital immortality, where a human's consciousness is uploaded to a digital existence where they can exist forever in a world that is not bound to the laws of physics, like a video game in which no disease, aging, or pain exist. However, digital immortality is still limited by the fact that, while the person inside this digital world can be considered immortal, the system that holds this illusion is still exposed to the final fate of the universe, whether it is the heat death of the universe, in which will reach a point where processes can no longer exist, or a big crunch where all matter in existence will collapse into a point of infinite density, such as the one that is believed to have given birth to our universe. Playing with layers of existence. The Kadashi Scale refers to a way to measure the evolution of a civilization based on the energy they use. Considering the time we've existed from a cosmic viewpoint, we are Type 0 civilization, a species that uses a fraction of the energy available on our own home planet. A Type 1 civilization would use all the available energy of their home planet, while Type 2 would harness the total energy output of their home star. To become a Type 3 civilization, humans would need to harness the total energy output of all the stars in the Milky Way. This is where the Kadashi Scale generally ends, but there are extensions of it that talk about a hypothetical civilization that could achieve a Type 4, 5, and even a Type 6 civilization. A Type 4 civilization would be able to harness the energy on the scale of the entire universe. This technological achievement would probably allow it to move to multiple universes, and with enough time, become masters of the universe, allowing them to achieve a Type 5 civilization. But what about a Type 6 civilization? Well, a Type 6 civilization would possess the ability to manipulate and control not just multiple universes within a multiverse, but the very fabric of reality itself, including the creation, manipulation, and destruction of entire multiversal constructs, or even realms beyond traditional concepts of space-time and universes. Can we talk about a Type 7 civilization? A Type 7 civilization would transcend the boundaries of individual realities, multiverses, and even the omniverse. It operates at a level where it can manipulate and influence the fundamental principles of existence itself, including the creation, alteration, and destruction of all possible layers of reality and meta-reality constructs.
Eternal Oblivion. The concept of eternal oblivion is probably one of the scariest concepts any human can try to comprehend. It refers to the nothingness that prevails after consciousness ceases to exist due to death. What's terrifying about this is that outside of religion or unknown natural laws, science defends this idea as the most likely conclusion of life because, according to many neuroscientists, consciousness is dependent upon the functioning of the brain and death is a cessation of this phenomenon. While eternal oblivion generally applies to individuals who pass away, it can also happen to humankind as a whole. While the bubbles where we normally live stop us from seeing what existence is, our ultimate goal as humans is to survive and thrive not only on Earth, but also anywhere else in the universe. Human or planetary extinction, especially if we were actually the only place with life in the universe, would extinguish the only dim light in a nightmarish endless void, a requiem of unrealized dreams, of unanswered questions, the darkest fate in existence.
Say my name. Eisenberg. You're goddamn right.